Well, there is a very huge step up at the club of Arsenal, and guess what? Martin Odeegard is stepping up his rehabilitation at the club of Arsenal, and you never know when he's really gonna come in through. But it looks like the information is scanty. A video is gonna have to be dropped by the side of Arsenal, and he has been really on the treadmill trying to obviously run and obviously get back to full fitness, which has gonna hit obviously send Arsenal into Arsenal fans of frenzy mode to obviously think that he might be available after the international break, and that is something that we are hoping to see whether it comes to pass or not. Welcome to this is the Rokani Media Football. How are you guys and where are you watching us from? I go by the names of Rokani David. Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're totally watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. We are having a huge update coming in through from a side called Harry Kane with England. Has he trained? Yes or no? I'm gonna be letting you know. And lastly, we have to talk about the Aston Villa side. Unai Emery really has something important he's cooking at his side. But before we go into the people that are really sponsoring this video, we do have another partner with us. And guys, he's really doing great things for us. He's known as Dental Care. And he's been nominated into some awards, and there is a link into the description box below. Go ahead and obviously vote for that Dental Care, and the rest will be history. Do that because they're huge sponsors for us in here for you, and they're gonna hit obviously inject some huge cash into this channel. So guys, please go ahead and really vote for them and do the needful. We need to bring this award. I want us to come here when you're really celebrating that award, and I will be very excited to obviously meet you here and obviously have something to say with you. And I would like to deliver the good news to you that we've gonna hit to win. So guys, every day I'm gonna be really coming in here and urging you to vote, but go into the description box. There is a link that has vote. You know, it is really safe. I tell you, there is nothing unsafe I'm really gonna be broadcasting here to cause my subscribers problems. Now, we are powered by Mono Gadgets, dealers in brand new phones and brand new laptops, and they deal in all sorts of used laptops and used phones from the United Kingdom. So feel free to call them on +256 70 99 88 665, and the rest is really gonna be history in there for you. You can even search them on TikTok, and you'll thank me later. So Martin Odeegard is stepping up his rehabilitation, and if at all a player who is really having an injury reaches that level, it's obviously an indicator that that player is really good to go. And guess what? He's really good to go, and it has been very evident today when he has gone ahead obviously see the club of Arsenal put out a video of him really on the treadmill, and so it's called the surveillance of very many other people into the mix. Now, when you look at how things are really panning out, Martin Odeegard had gone ahead obviously speak the following towards the game of Southampton, and this is what he really had to say. On his injury, said in the last week, also, I've really made some good progress. I'm getting better and better by the day and feel it's going well. When you feel like things are moving forward, it gives you motivation to do more and more and more of the hard work. Today is our last game before another international break, so that gives me some more time to work on rehab too. Hopefully, it won't be much longer. I think we will know more as soon as I get out on the training pitches and we see how my ankle responds to that. At the moment, it's progressing well and it looks better than we are thinking, but we've still got to take every day as it comes. Anyway, it looks as though the team don't really need me at the moment. Anyway, it looks as though the team doesn't really need me at the moment. We have been playing so well lately and got another good result on Tuesday against PSG, and he was speaking at the Arsenal matchday program, and that was the captain notes. Now, you've heard him very well. He says that he feels there is huge progress into his injury. You understand? Huge progress into his injury. And what proves that there is progress outside there is him going the treadmill and trying to run. You know, that ankle is like the pivot of the foot. And every time you have to run, that means your ankle has to be in the right shape. And if at all his ankle was not in the right shape, there was no way he would have gone ahead, obviously put in a very good run onto that treadmill that he was on. And I think most of you have gone ahead to watch that video. If not, go to the X of Arsenal, Twitter of Arsenal, YouTube of Arsenal, Instagram. That video is already there, and the lad is really doing the due diligence to run and run and run and run and run. So that's what Martin Odeegard had to say, and he really went ahead, obviously throw in a joker that maybe the team doesn't need me. We all know how much Arsenal need Martin Odeegard. Martin Odeegard is needed at Arsenal for some time, and I tell you what, it's really going to be important for him to obviously return, because he has gone ahead, obviously miss out on very many games. Remember, he missed out on the game of Man City. He missed out on the game of Leicester City. He missed out on the game of Southampton. He missed out on the game of PSG. He missed out on the game of Atalanta. Close to 5 games, but Arsenal have really gone ahead to do very well into those games. And he's like, maybe they don't need me, but he really spoke it jokingly. But in his absentia, Bukayo Saka has really gone ahead to obviously use this moment, obviously announce his importance into the club of Arsenal. And Saka has gone ahead to obviously step up his performances for the club of Arsenal, and he's really doing the needful to see to it that everything really moves on as to plan. Now, as that news came to the fans of Arsenal, and it was really very, 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 very exciting, the correspondent of Arsenal for the Evening Standard, known as Simon Collins, went ahead, obviously put in a stinker. And I was like, who is who? The club has gone ahead to put out a video, and you are saying the following. He said, no timeline on Odegaard's return. There should be a better one when he begins training, but Arsenal captain feels he is making good progress with recovery. International break now buys him more time to go work too. So I think what they're really saying is really, really, really right. And I tell you what, nothing is really going to stop Martin Odeegard from really recovering, because I trust the physios of Arsenal. We've gone ahead to see how they've gone ahead, obviously, overcome very many injuries, right? Very many injuries, right? And they've gone ahead to heal in a nick of time. And Martin Odeegard is one of those that we anticipate is obviously going to come out and obviously see the club of Arsenal welcome him back after the international break. If you tell me that a player known as Mikel Merino, who was supposed to obviously stay out longer, has returned ahead of schedule, yet he really had a fracture in his shoulder. That means a player with an ankle injury might obviously return much earlier. And I told you I won't be surprised when Martin Odeegard shows up in the game that he will see Arsenal play against Bournemouth, or Arsenal play into the Champions League. Are they going to be playing against Monaco, if at all I'm not mistaken? Is it Inter Milan? I think they're going to be playing away to Inter Milan. So I won't be shocked that after the international break, Martin Odeegard is really going to be back. So we wait and see how that pans out for the club of Arsenal. But Martin Odeegard looks like he's stepping up to see to it that everything is going into his own order. Now, we are really having another story coming in through from Sky Sports that Harry Kane is absent from the England training again. and is unlikely to get a start against Greece at Wembley tomorrow. And tomorrow England is playing Greece. We all know that. And we anticipate that Harry Kane is not going to take part, because if he hasn't going to take part into the last training sessions, then it doesn't really make sense for him to be brought into the mix to really be in contention to start into that game of Arsenal. I think it doesn't make sense. Sorry, that game of England. I think the likes of Ollie Watkins should come up and obviously take center stage and really seize the moment. And in the due course of seizing the moment, they'll obviously see themselves really getting the best out of this player. So for me, I believe Harry Kane is really that kind of player who really needs a rest, and when he gets that rest, he will heal. And looks like the injuries, all things that used to obviously disturb his career in his mid-20s, are really back. Yet, towards his late 20s, he went ahead to stabilize and was not all that injury prone. But looks like he's going to be turning out to be an injury prone player. And me as a United fan, I'm really excited that we never went in for Harry Kane, a finished article, who is really looking like he's turning into an injury prone player. And Erasmus Højlund is really someone that I really trust. Though there is a story that the Mail went ahead to put out that Manchester United, the hierarchy had recommended Ollie Watkins. The manager said, let's go in for Rasmus Højlund. And I believe with time to come, they will know that they really made a very huge decision, because even Ollie Watkins is obviously approaching his third decade of his age. And let's wait and see how things are really going to be panning out in here. So that's concerning Harry Kane, and Bayern Munich feels concerned, but him being the captain feels like he should obviously be around the club. Remember, even he should be around the national team. Even the previously concluded Nations League fixtures they played, he was nowhere to be seen. And he really went ahead, obviously, fly back to Bayern Munich. And he went ahead, obviously, to be past fit. And Vincent Kompany got him into the team. So we wait and see how that pans out. But a lot is really happening into his career, and in his obviously style up. Then we are having another big story coming in through from a side known as Jacob Tanswell. Is a correspondent. He's an Aston Villa correspondent for The Athletic. He has said Aston Villa are set to play a behind closed door friendly today against Sheffield Wednesday. Tron Mings and Kamara are expected to step up their return from injury. Now, this is some huge news for the side of Unai Emery, because as the season intensifies and fixtures increase, when you really get such news, you obviously have to be at cloud nine, because this is a sign of breaking a leg. When Kamara returns, Mings returns, I tell you, they'll be having a very formidable lineup, because in that midfield, they've been really lacking Kamara. With Konsa injured over the weekend as Aston Villa played against Manchester United, I think if Mings uses this international break to obviously return, then that will be something great for them. So I call upon for your reactions into the comment section below about Martin Odeegard stepping up his rehabilitation from injury. I welcome in the comment section below. What do you make about Harry Kane being out? And then Tyrell Mings and Boba Kamara returning from injury, and today they're expected to feature in that side of Villa that is set to play against Sheffield in a game that is really going to be played behind closed doors. I'm out. See you later. Don't forget to vote. Vote hugely. I'm out, my mates. Bye-bye.